Welcome to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie, powered in part by Classic of
Hello,
Denton.
everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining me here on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie here at DentonRadio.com. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I know I am. And today I have a wonderful guest to join me today, Amanda Sweet. Hi. We're going to talk about Amanda and what she does here, and she's got a lot of interesting things going on. So thank you so much, Amanda, for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you here today. So
thank you for inviting me. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a good time. And so we're going to share who Amanda Sweet is and exactly what she does and who she is as a Dentonite and what's your creative culture and your art vibe. Yeah. So definitely tell me all about it. We want to hear everything about you.
Oh my God, that's a lot. That's a big plate, but I'm ready to fill it up.
There you go.
So my name is Amanda Sweet. I am a culture creator. I create content and connect with people through multimedia platforms. Okay. What does that mean? Right. A lot of stuff. So basically, I'm a millennial. I have a lot of things that I like to do, and I didn't want to pick one thing.
There you go.
So the main hub of what I do is event planning, photography, and entertainment, which is also a lot of stuff. But they kind of all intertwine with each other.
Kind of can't help it. It all goes together.
It all meshes. It all works really well with each other. I also find myself being a producer and a creative director and an actress and a model. And so like anything media kind of just intertwines, and I just like to get my hands on everything.
Very cool. So how did you end up in Denton? That's one of my first questions to every guest. And I think everyone will be really, curious to see how you function, because you have an interesting twist to you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that twist.
All right. So I'm from Detroit, Michigan. What up, doe, to everybody from Detroit that's on. So hey, what's up? What's up? It's actually 1 year today that we moved to Denton, Texas.
Wow, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. I think this is a good way to celebrate.
Wow.
Yeah. So I moved here a year ago today. My boyfriend, Labrie Jones, who is an amazing artist as well, has a 3-year project here. And he was like, you want to come to Texas? And I was cool. Yes, let's go. There's no snow. There's a bunch of cool stuff happening. And so, yeah, we came here, and I get to work remote. So I work for a company in Michigan. And so I get to go home pretty often. So every other month or for a month or so. So I get to do my corporate job during the day, both here and in Detroit. And then I also get to do my creative work after work as well.
Very interesting. I don't know how you do that.
A lot of planning.
I'd be sending the wrong things to the wrong people.
Sometimes I do. But I'm learning to triple check, and I'm learning that from my job too, to slow down. You know what I mean? To slow down and think about who you're talking to. I think I did that a little bit today. Sent out a bunch of messages. I was like, I'm going to be on the, Denton radio. Come check it out. And I was sending it to people in Texas and in Detroit. And so I was sending the different times. So I was like, trying to make sure.
The Denton Vibe is in people from Detroit are watching today. So
yes.
Thank you, Detroit. Thanks for supporting local arts here in Denton, Texas.
And you know what? When we moved here, we noticed there's a lot of Michigan roots here. Like there's a Dix Coney Island is actually from Michigan.
Very nice.
There's a couple there. I heard rumor on the street is that the owner from Game Changers is also from Michigan.
Oh, really?
There's a couple people. The local Walmart, that shopping center, it's called the Great Lakes Shopping Center with a big Michigan map. Yeah, I was just like,
that's interesting. I would have never noticed that, but because you're from there, you're like, hey, that's home.
That's us. So it's kind of cool. It's really nice that there's a little bit of an overlap.
That's really neat. Yeah. Okay, so you ended up in Denton, and you're like, okay, I need to find my Denton vibe.
Yes.
So what did you think?
So I struggled at first, but I did what I normally do whenever I travel and go different places. I went to Instagram. I was like, hey, Instagram, is there anybody in Texas? And I was just scrolling, and I found out Vanessa. She's actually going to be the new president of the Denton Young Professionals.
Okay.
And she's on the board of a couple other things. I'm sorry if I'm botching this, but I was friends with her because she was in Michigan for a little bit at the college that I went to.
Oh, really?
And I saw on her Instagram post, it was like Denton, Texas. And I was like DM.
Connected right there.
You're in Denton. Let's hang out. Let's do something. And she kind of just hooked me up with a whole bunch of stuff. She's like, there's this happening, this happening, this happening. And I kind of just went wild with it. through her, I got connected with the Denton Black Film Festival, which has been really great for my growth here in Denton.
Very cool.
And
that's
so
a huge one to
that,
get
that's
connected
really
to.
big. So Harry called me and he
Yes.
was like, hey, I heard you do photography. And I was like, I do, but I also do this and I do event planning. And he was like, well, what can you do for us? And I was like, well, I can do your photography, but also can coordinate your photographers and can kind of help you get different branding and different imaging with the whole festival itself. And now this year I'm taking on a different role as the event coordinator for the festival as a whole.
Oh, nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
That
so
is that's a big,
Yes.
you know, job or task to take on.
And I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started doing that. And after that, I started getting connected with a bunch of photographers and artists and filmmakers. And I was just like, okay, well, what else can we do? You know, let's go take some photos on the street. And I was literally taking photos on the street with a young lady named Jada Brinkley, who's an amazing blogger in the Denton area. And this young lady came out, and we were in an alley, and she came out of Studio 116, and she's like, hey, you're a photographer? And I was like, yeah. She's like, take my number. And I was like, okay. Her name is Rain.
I was just going to say, that sounds like Rain.
Everybody was like, oh, you met Rain in the alleyway next to a dumpster? That sounds like her. And I was like, also, yeah, that was it made sense for the both of us.
that I could just hear it in your voice. I was like, that has to have been Rain. That had to have been Rain.
No, it was great because she was just like, oh my gosh, you need to hang out with us. And so I did. We started hanging out. You know, we are doing a collaborative project with one another right now. So we're offering headshots and full set of makeup just for $80, which is great. But then we also did a couple other things. So we recently did a swap party.
Yes, we did. We knew about that here on the Denton Vibe.
I know. It's like, shout out. Awesome.
It was very, very interesting to attend that, and it was so much fun. I had an amazing time at that.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm looking forward to, if you guys have another one,
we're
let me
planning
know.
to do it again. We're planning to do it like once every 3 months, like when the seasons change.
Yeah.
Texas seasons change.
Yeah, that would be every other week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we should just do one once a day. No.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, that was a lot of fun. So that was a lot of my event planning kind of coming into play.
You know what I liked about that is that when I got there, I was expecting it to be all women.
Yeah.
No. We had just as many men there, and it was so
there was no
hilarious.
guys' clothes, though, so I'm looking for a guys' clothing sponsor.
There you go,
but,
guys.
You know.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that they were out
fun.
there doing and participating just as much. So I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun.
We had a little fashion show.
Yes, we
and
did.
we need to schedule your glamour headshot that you won.
Thank you. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
Forget.
Let me put that in the books.
Yep.
We're going to do that whole photo shoot.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Yeah,
Have
I'm
fun.
excited. I mean, I love that. Part of the reason why I love photography, I actually started out as an actress and a model. I was like, what do I love? What do I want to do? And I was like, I want to be on stage. I love being on stage. I love emceeing and acting and modeling. And then I started finding myself in compromising situations where I wasn't especially comfortable with the photographers. And I was like, how hard is it really to do this? I should try it, you know, just to see like if there's a way to make people more comfortable or if there's a way to make women feel empowered instead of feeling nervous or inhibited or like they're putting out an image that's not necessarily them. And so for me, it was really about the whole body positive empowerment kind of like, let me see what I can do with it. And I started doing photography that way. And it's so much fun to just be like, you're awesome, and just like feed into you and like make you feel great, and then also take awesome pictures of you.
Because there's going to be two parts of
hey, Breezy.
I recognize that fella. So there's going to be two parts of photography, and you're right. You got to make them feel comfortable as a photographer, and that's great because that translates to film. But then you got to capture not only what you think is their beauty, because you're going to find things that people don't necessarily find in themselves. But you got to please them with that look, which is the biggest challenge of all of them. So trying to please them for that is the big challenge. And when you get all three of those in conjunction, you've made magic. So,
well, I really think that all of those different parts of me, so like the event planner, so coordinating a photo shoot that's comfortable for the model, so making sure they have, all of the stuff that they need, like water or a change of outfit or hairspray or a comb or a toothbrush or whatever, just to make them feel as comfortable as possible. And then also kind of playing that role of being like a fairy godmother, which is what I like to call myself too sometimes. But just kind of like playing that role of being like someone that's seeing them and allowing them to be as much them as possible, and just kind of let it go, be open, just try it out. So that's all. And then the photography part, of course. But there's so much more behind it for me.
Like that's just the minor detail.
It's the, it's the click of the button, and that's so important. But for me, it's all about making somebody feel as magical.
Because they're gonna, if they have that experience with you, they're gonna come back and they're gonna tell people, and they're gonna say, I loved working with her. Aww. And that's just gonna be, the end consensus, because you've made them feel that way. It's become an experience. Photo shoots are very personal. A lot of people don't realize that. When you go into a photo shoot, it's a relationship. It's an Insta relationship, and you guys better make it work. Because if not, it's going to translate.
And you're coming in front of a lot of insecurities that people have had for their life, and you're facing fears, and it's not just like posting an image online. No. It's so much more of like being able to feel comfortable with yourself. And then being able to let somebody capture that version of you.
And you nowadays, we're so in control of the way we do things. We're so aware of our angles.
Everything. They're like this. I know I have this. You know what you're...
But you're also aware of that angle is not going to work for me. And they'll tell you, don't take it from that angle. I don't like that side of me. Or make me look taller.
Make me look 20 years younger.
Yeah, make me look skinnier.
Take off 20 pounds. Do that, but for me, it's all about like, okay, I hear you. And I'm going to listen to you, because I want to know what your insecurities are. And then how do we shift that into us just having an experience together? Yes, and enjoying those parts, and maybe showing you a side that you didn't know was beautiful, or maybe taking a photo in a way that makes one of those flaws actually feel like a power to you.
Definitely.
So that's the fun part for me when it comes to photography and event planning.
And a lot of people are not into that aspect of photography. Yes, they want to capture the beauty.
Yes.
Everyone wants to capture the beauty, but to take into consideration like you said, the inhibitions that people have as a customer, client, and dealing with it and saying, I've got you. I understand, and I'm gonna help you get past that, so that we can come up with some art. Yes. And that's a wonderful thing.
That's definitely that just kind of floats over all of the work that I do. I just want people to have an amazing experience with me, or with whatever that I'm creating. So it comes into the events. It comes when I'm on stage. It comes when I'm emceeing. It comes when I'm, just having a meeting and talking to somebody about business. And I do a lot of small business consultation too, just, on the side, just because I'll tell it like it is.
That's your arena.
Yeah, I'll tell it like it is, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, but I'm gonna make it easy to swallow. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna make it like difficult in a way that's like hurtful.
No, well, you're like, well, let's be real.
Yeah, and that's so that's kind of how I do everything. I'm like, I know you have your angles, but you have a whole lot of other angles.
So you get them out of the box, basically,
because
we do get into our box. I know I do too. I mean, you get into that box, and you're like, no, this is just easy, and this is what I know. Your go-to.
Yep, I know it looks good. I know it feels good, and it's crazy, but all of this is like so intertwined with all the other things. Like people do the events the same way, every time, or they'll do their hosting the same way every time, or it's just kind of a big umbrella. It's like,
veer out a little bit.
Yes, how do we
move your boundaries?
How do we take your vision and then make it soar?
So one of the things I want to talk about is the fact that you brought up Instagram, and that you immediately went to Instagram. Yes. Obviously, as a photographer, Instagram is a tool, and we all go there for inspiration, just to admire work and whatnot. So how do you encourage, especially not so much in a studio portrait aspect, but even though that would go in there as well, but more like the creative social media side of your business, how do you compete with all the other people that are out there? Because now we're social media, period.
I don't do that.
You're like, no,
I don't compete with people. That's not my race to play. You know what I mean? I love people.
Yes.
And I think that I can learn from anyone in any scenario, whether it be digital, in real life, just over the phone, whatever. So trying to compare myself to somebody else would do me a disservice.
Well, yes.
You know, and we know this.
Yes.
But I really, you know, whenever I feel myself getting in a place where I'm like, oh, I'm not as good as them, or I'm not as good as, you know, I have to step back and be like, okay, what's my goal? What is my end focus? I'm not on social media to compete with this person. You know, I'm not on, so, you know, so I'm like, hey, I love this picture of you. Who is your photographer? Who is this? How did you do this? How did you get over that? You know, I just start the conversation, because a lot of it is in your head.
A lot of times people think that keeping up with the Joneses has to happen even in that realm. And I know that for me, when I go into Instagram, there's going to be portraits and stuff that I'm like, okay, I know they didn't create this just from a click.
Right.
There was a lot more that went into that.
There's a lot of work behind it.
But at the same time, I do find inspiration there, because there's so many different perspectives of life that is so encouraging. So I guess when you go into that realm with that attitude, there's no, I guess, so to speak, there's no disappointment, because you're not going to set, like you said, you're not going to play that game. Which is a great attitude to have.
And it's hard not to. It's hard not to.
It's human nature sometimes.
You know, it's human nature. But the way that I combat it is just by sending a message and saying, hey, I really admire what you're doing. I love this. This is great. Like, teach me how to do this. Or let's connect. Let's have lunch. Let's work on a project together. Or, like, you know, just trying to better myself. Like, if I see, you know, something that I can learn from someone else, it's like, how can I learn from them? And then also give to them.
Yes.
So how can I help you?
And, you know, Denton is really good about that. And you know, you have to wonder sometimes. We are in a community where there is a musician every 10 inches. Oh, yeah. You know, there's
everybody here is so talented. Oh my gosh.
There's, and I hate to say it's a dime a dozen. I hate to say it's a dime a dozen, but we're a big community of musicians. We're a big community of artists. So you're very aware of that. But at the same time, it's a very nurturing environment here. And so when you find someone that vibes with you a lot and you find, oh my God, you get really excited. Yeah. You do. You get really excited. You see yourself working with people or in the future being like, they're on my list. I have to work with them. It's all about energy here too, as far as the artists. Some may be very quiet, recluse, and then there's others that are,
you know, like everybody has something to give and everybody has something that they need. And, you know, coming from Detroit, that's very much the mentality there is like exchange of energy. Like, how can we help one another? How can we give to each other? How can we make the collective grow? And it's just been so seamless moving to Denton. It's just like everybody's talented. Everybody has something to give. Let's give, you know, and I've just felt so welcomed, and people are just so, their arms are open. Like, what can we do? So I love it. The people here are definitely making me like take my work up a notch, because everybody's like classically trained in everything, whether it be photography or music or art or whatever. Everybody's just immensely talented, and it's such a good environment for me, at least, because I'm like, all right, well, I need to get better. Like, how can I get better? How can I grow?
And that's how growth happens, when you're around people that are, you know, I remember my cousin was a tennis player, and he used to always tell me, I don't play with people that are lower level than me. My teacher won't allow it, because I won't ever surpass my own talent. If that was his philosophy. His tennis teacher wouldn't let him play with anyone lower than him. And I was just like, well, I mean, he surpassed himself so many times. So I can see that, you know, there's certain bars and whatnot, and you don't see them as obstacles rather than, you know, your opportunity for growth. So that's amazing. And I admire the fact that you're doing the both states. Even though we want to win this, this girl over and keep her here. I'm sorry, Detroit. I really love Amanda here in Denton, and I miss you. You were just gone.
I was gone for like a month and a half,
and I was like, when
it was rough. Back? I mean, but it's been great. You know, it's like so I was born and raised in Michigan. And I was there my whole life, and I've been working for a long time at my creative stuff. And it was like, I felt like a plateau, you know, and I felt like once I left, it made me less available.
Yes.
to Detroiters. And now that I'm going back and forth, it makes me less available on both perspectives. So things need to happen a little more,
Yeah.
aggressively.
Consistent,
So,
yeah,
so
and
I'm a little
quickly.
bit more like, okay, we need to make it happen on this day. And there's not as much room for, we'll get together.
Yeah.
We'll get together sometime.
Yeah.
It's more like, okay, we got to do it on this day because I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So it's been a balancing act,
Mm-hmm.
and it's had its ups and downs. There's some times where it's a little bit hard. It's like, like with everything, but it's been a beautiful thing because I can grow in both ways, and now we can have people, what's up, Uriah? Have people like, in Michigan watching, and maybe we can, next time you guys are trying to go to Detroit, we'll hook you up with some connects over there.
There you go. So I think there is a beauty to that too. I think it's amazing because you're branching out as a person, as a culture creative what's
culture creator.
Culture creator.
Yes.
And and you do photography on both sides because I always see, and that was one of the things of when I don't even know how I came across you.
I think I added you on Facebook, and I was like,
and I saw her. I'm like, I saw her. I saw you on there, and I'm like, I couldn't figure out where you were from. I'm like, is she from here or is she from there? I really didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, she looks cool, and her photos are rocking. So that's how that happened. And then we had been trying to connect for a while, just to connect.
Yeah.
We didn't know just yet.
See, I'm a little bit of a I don't want to say stalker. I'm a researcher.
There you go.
I
Researcher of personalities.
Yes, I research the area that I'm heading to. I find people that are in a similar line of work that I am, doing similar things. I mean, this is how I travel too. Like if I'm going to,
have to.
I went to Miami, and I was just like, I just searched the hashtag Miami, and I just go through, and I'm like, this person looks cool. Okay. I hit up this girl, Hannah, and then she took me all over Miami, and
there you go.
We're friends for and that's just how I do it. It's just like, you use the social media as a tool.
Yeah, you have to.
Instead of just
it's
a lurking,
it's like it's your map.
It is.
It's an artistic map. It really is. I know that's what I do too. Especially when you're out of town and you're not sure what's going on. Hey, what kind of cool, interesting things are happening in here? That's how I found Seven Magic Mountains, or we did, me and the girls. That's how we knew about Red Rock Canyon when we were in Vegas. I would have never known about those places, but we resorted to social media, and there it was. Oh, it's 20 minutes away. Let's go.
Take it the next level and find somebody that's posting that picture.
Yeah.
That's got in a similar vein as yours, similar amount of likes or followers or whatever. Be like, hey, I love your photo. Tell me how you got, or something, it's just break that wall, break that barrier of feeling like you guys are strangers, because we're all on social media.
Yes.
We all want to be noticed. We all want people to appreciate our work and the things that we do. And so taking that step and saying, hey, I love this picture. It looks like so much fun. Where did you go?
Yes.
Send me some suggestions.
And
you know what I mean?
I love people that are willing to tell you certain things like that, because there are people that are not
There's some
so
people
willing
fail
to share.
But you just move on to the
and
next.
so when you find a culture here that is willing to be like, hey, I'll take you.
Yes.
Or, that
oh my
kind
gosh,
of,
everyone here has been like, come on. And I'm like, look at all these beautiful people. Like, yes, this
Denton
is great.
is beautiful. Yes, we love it here. But yeah, definitely. So that's all the fun stuff. So what kind of projects do you see coming up for you, or are you coming up with in the future, near future?
Oh, man. Lots of things.
Like,
lots
where
of
do
things.
I start?
My grandma's calling me.
Oh,
she
that's
probably
okay.
doesn't
It's
know.
grandma.
She probably doesn't know. It's
Answer the
no,
call.
No. I love you, Bubby, but that would be elevated.
That would be an hour call.
I'll call her back. But so in the future, I definitely see the Den Black Film Festival is huge, a big project for us. And we're just trying to get in local films, short films, narrative films, documentaries. So if anybody has a film, get it in there before the deadline, which I think the very last deadline is in October. So you got a little bit of time.
There you go. And I met them at the Plain View, the photography gallery opening for Jason Lee, and I met them. Actually, I met them a few times because every time I run into them,
they're all over the place.
Yes,
in the best way.
Definitely.
Yeah,
they're definitely connected and involved. So I love running into them all the time.
A lot more projects with Studio 116. I see that on the horizon. Yes. So Rain and I are doing a promotional collab right now. So if you want some headshots or a little photo shoot, update your blog, update your Instagram, update your LinkedIn, whatever. She's doing the makeup, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing the photo shoot for an hour for $80,
There
which
you
is
go.
a whole lot of fun. You just gotta DM me, let me know when you want to do it. And then a couple more clothing swaps I see happening.
Yeah,
That was a
those
lot
are
of fun. I definitely want to make that grow into a community event.
It is
You
fun. You
know,
guys
a
get in on that
fashion
if y'all get a
show.
chance.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's a way to clean out your closet, get new
Definitely.
clothes, meet some cool people, win some cool.
And act crazy.
Yeah, and act
Fun,
crazy, have a good
crazy.
time.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a lot of fun. It was definitely small,
Mhm.
but I think it's got the potential to grow.
Oh,
so
it
I'm
will
excited
grow.
for it.
I'm confident it will.
Yes.
Because I know there were so many people that wanted to go, and for some reason or another,
it
they
rained. We had
yeah.
to change the time.
Yeah,
you know,
and it was
but
just like I wanted to be there. I'm
It's
gonna go
all
to the
good.
next one. Are they gonna have another one?
yes,
they
yes.
are.
The answer is yes.
And working with
Yes.
Rain and Allie and
Yep.
all the crew
Rain,
out there
Allie,
are
Mo.
amazing.
Yep. We're gonna be going to Raw Dallas.
Oh,
In
nice.
I think it's July. I can't remember what date it is,
I
but
wanna
I'm
go.
going to be their media person. Yeah, come. I'll send you her link.
Okay. I want to go. I've always wanted to go to
yeah.
Raw.
No, Raw is super fun, and it's a great way to meet local artists and just
Mhm.
connect in that way. But so Rain's going to be doing special effects makeup, and
Very cool.
I'm going to be their media person, and Allie's going to be doing hair, so we'll be there. What else is on the horizon? So much stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely a lot of
it's-
stuff. I
it's-
know we've talked about other stuff that isn't out yet.
Yeah, we're gonna just kind of keep some of that stuff on the low. I might be having an interview series that's gonna be a vlog kind of coming out. So
Very nice.
we're working on that. What's up, Charles? Actually, Charles is my editor, so hey, and he's in Detroit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles. Thanks for tuning in all the way from
Yes,
over there.
I know. So,
Share, like, comment.
yeah, share, like, comment, whatever you want to do. CK Jr. Shout out. Yeah, I see a lot more collaborative work. My boyfriend Labrie Jones is also an artist, and he's a musician, and he's a painter, and he does a whole bunch of cool stuff with furniture as well. So
Very
working
cool.
on projects with him and kind of helping him branch out as an artist in Texas as well. So I've been kind of looking at Studio E after that interview you guys had.
Oh, yes.
So I've been thinking about, hosting a little gallery over there.
Yes,
So
that would be the place to
things
do
like
it.
that, so I'm just all open for collaborative. At this point, I'm just kind of open. I'm a blank canvas.
And
I'm
that's
ready
a
to
good
work.
thing. That's
Yeah.
a good thing because you create
Yeah.
what you want. And
Exactly.
you're definitely a creator.
Yeah.
You are definitely that. And I absolutely love the vibe you have.
Oh, thank you.
That's one of the reasons why you're here, not
Thank
just
you.
the work you're doing and the
Yeah.
positivity in just everything that you do. That was a huge thing
Thank
with me.
you.
It was something that I felt immediately connected to with you. So, and you know that because we've already been
Yeah, I
around
know.
each
You're
other
like,
long
I love
enough.
you so much.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but I love you. I know I just met you yesterday.
But I love you too. It's okay.
We're not kidding, y'all.
Yeah, no, this is actually,
This is a
real.
true story.
But it's good. I love it.
do
What
too.
up?
Anyways,
man.
yes, that is the
Yes.
true story. But life will take over and we get busy,
Yeah.
but we could reconnect. And I'm so
Exactly.
excited to be working with you on future ideas and stuff and
Yeah.
whatnot.
And
so
I'm the kind of person that's like, you have an idea, like, let's go. We did the
yes.
clothing swap in 10 days.
Yes.
And I've done events in less time than that, and that's kind of sometimes I'm trying to get away from that,
Yeah.
doing a little more planning. But I'm an off the cuff kind of person. Like, if it's just vibing and it feels good, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like,
we have
let's-
enough time.
I got a
Let's do it.
phone. Like, I can call everybody we need to call right now, and we can set it up for tomorrow.
There you go.
So
And
stuff
sometimes
like
you
that.
need that because
Yeah.
if you wait, the longer you let it marinate, some things just don't come out the same if
Yes.
you let it marinate.
Yeah.
So you got to take action
Just
now.
kinda
Live in the moment. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
take life by the horns. There you
Exactly.
go.
All of the metaphors about living in the present.
Yes.
That.
That.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So, how do they get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of
Yeah.
photography or planning of any
Yeah.
kind or any kind of other services that you provide, or where can
Yeah.
they find more information?
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram at AmandaSweet106. I'm also on Facebook, Amanda Sweet. He pulled up my Twitter earlier.
Dust it off.
I might have to read
That's
down.
me. I know. Hold on, I got 10 updates pending
Yeah,
before
yeah.
I can communicate with you.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so Instagram is the best way. Amanda Sweet 106 for photography, creative direction, if you need help with event planning, if you need an MC, if
There
you
you
need a
go.
model, if you need an actress, whatever you need. I mean, even if I can't do it, I can probably help you find somebody that can.
There
So
you go.
That's me.
That is you in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You guys, I could have her here and we could talk for hours.
We're actually going to go talk later.
Yeah, we are. We're going to go plan. Let's see
Yeah,
what
if
we
you guys want to
plan.
come hang out with us, we'll be at LSA.
There you go, next door, LSA, right next to the Discover Denton Welcome Center.
We'll be upstairs.
So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Amanda, thank you so much for being here and for sharing yourself not only with Denton, but with Detroit, Michigan, your home state, and obviously them sharing
this is now
you.
second home.
Yes. So thank you for all of you that tuned in from
Thank
Detroit. We
you.
appreciate that so much. And you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie on DentonRadio.com. We'll see you next week.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.